So, hello, welcome to a little demonstration video for the RMSRV Control tool, which is designed for iPad. So if you have the tool installed, just click on the icon to open the tool. This program is Windows Service Manager, so you can configure, control the services on a Windows computer. So it is designed only for Windows computers. The first screen that you see here is the list of the computers on which the services are you want to control. You can group the computers, so you have groups of SQL servers, Exchange servers, or DHCP servers, or something like that. This you can do as you want. And if you want to control the services on a computer, you have to add the computer to the list. This is done by Add Server. Clicking on that. So you have here the server item editor. The server item editor shows here the list, and in this list you have to provide some information about the server. The display name is an optional display name. It's only shown in the list as a name for you to identify the server as well. And there are values you have to provide. The server name or the IP address. You would rather provide the FQDN and a DHCP network where you have not the IP address in mind, or you provide the IP address. You have here the username and the password and the MAC address. Instead of typing in the display name, which may be the server name, instead of typing in that values, you can provide the value via a computer browser. This browser is working with Windows computer browser mechanisms, and the iPad is working in a Wi-Fi but is not member of the domain, so it cannot log onto the domain and ask some browser computers for the special computers which are in the network too, and so the iPad must listen to some announcements of the servers. So it maybe takes some time until some servers are shown in this list. So if your server is not shown in the list, please be patient. It maybe takes some time. And so the my server is already not in the list, and so I have to provide that data manually. So I will here provide a display name, which is in my case test server. The FQDN I have not here. The IP address, I will provide the IP address. And I have here the username and the password, because only the administrators are able to control the services on a server. This may be a domain administrator, server administrator, or organization administrator, or a local administrator of the machine. So provide the username of that. In this case, this is test dom. This is the Windows domain, and the username, which is me, and the very complicated password. And here is the MAC address. The MAC address is not important for the services. With this three credentials, this is all you need to contact the server and the services. But if you want to start the server with a wake on LAN call, you have to provide the MAC address. And the iPad is in the Wi-Fi, so if you retrieve the MAC address via the ARP cache, it may be the wrong address, it may be the MAC address of the router, and this is not very helpful if you want to wake up the machine. So you have to ask the machine for the MAC address itself, and this is done by retrieve MAC. So these credentials are taken to connect the server, and retrieve MAC retrieves the MAC address of the server. Here you are. This is the MAC address. So with these parameters, you can wake up the computer, you can shut down the computer, you can reboot the computer, and you can control and configure the services. This is all you need. But if the computer is running on a virtual machine host based on VMware, it is not possible to start the server with Wake on LAN, because Wake on LAN is working with a MAC address to the direct network card, and this is not working if it works on the VMware host. So in this case, you can call the VMware host and access a startup task directly. And this is done by providing the VMware host. In this case, this is my notebook. The port is not necessary. It's the standard port in many ways. If you have a VMware host, an ASX server or something like that, where you change the port, you have to type it in. And I take here the username. It may be the same username as provided above, but it doesn't have to be. In my case, it's the local administrator. I have a special account for that. That means I have to provide the machine account name. This is the machine, and the account is service admin. The password, and for a direct startup task, I have to provide the machine path too, and this is a parameter which administrators normally not know, and so you have to provide it via VMX browser. So you can connect the server via that username and port, and as you can see, here are 3 servers which are in this case not running on the server. They're not running, they are shut down, and I have to provide that one. And so you see the machine path is now given. I can now change the group. I've not provided anyone, and so I have to here apply the settings, and this is all I need. If here is a red dot, this means the server is not running, and then a blue button here on the right side can start the computer. In this case, the server is running, and now I can retrieve the services running on the server. This window is the next window. It's the service control window, which is mainly this design of the original Windows Service Control Manager. And now it will check the availability, perform the logon, enumerating the services, and will retrieve the service list from the server. This may take some time, because on the first time the list is built, and maybe 150 services, and so this is this list. So as you can see, it's a German server. You have the default service group. You can control the services in this group, but you don't have to. This is the main function, but it's not very helpful, because you have to roll down to slide the list, and this is not very helpful. You can collapse the list with this button, and one of the features of this program, you can create monitor groups. So I will create a monitor groups. I want to monitor the DNS services. The DNS services. So here is a monitor group. There are no services here, so it is okay. And I had to add some services to this group. This is done by edit groups, and here you can rename the group or remove the group, or add edit services. Here we'll add the DNS services, DNS client, DNS server. And I have both the services here. And if a service of that group is not running, I will now stop a service. stop pending. As you see, one of the services is stopped. Although it is set automatic, you see here's a red dot, and if you collapsed all the monitor groups, you can see on the red dot, there is a service not running properly. So I have to reboot the group of the services, or I have to start the services which are not running properly. I can do this. These three buttons are for restarting the whole group, or for stopping the whole group, or for starting the whole group, and these are for the services alone. And here, if I want to correct the service group, I have to start the whole group. You see, start pending. He will start all the services. Now you can see this is already starting, but he will try to enumerate the status. And as you can see here, both services are running, and the group is marked as OK. And you can collapse that too, and can create some group services all you want to create. And here is also the window you can reboot the server. You can shut down the server as you like. If you want to configure a service, you have to click on the disclosure button. In this case, I can here, for example, take the DNS client, and as you can see here, there are the general settings of the service, which is the server name, the display name, the description, the path to description, startup type. You can change, if you like, the display name. You can change the description as you like. You can change the startup type here. Also to the Windows 2008 auto delayed type, which is a special feature until Windows 2008, or since 2008. And you can provide the service account, local system account, or the desktop interaction, which is only available if the local system account. You can enter the logon account, and so on. And you can also control the services here in the Advanced Service Control panel, and the state is provided here. So you can stop the services too, so you can see here. And you can deinstall the services. This is a feature which you have to be very careful. If you deinstall the service, maybe a reboot is required for the server, and so you have to be very careful with that feature. So I've stopped the service. This is shown here, and here I can start the service again. This is the service control management, and that's it. If you have any questions or problems with the program, just click on that icon, and you can see some technical informations and the support email address. So please don't hesitate to contact us for any help, and I hope it's working very stable, and thank you.